I'm Lizzie and welcome to my garden here at the Rose Press. We are finally at the stage where we can plant out our sweet peas that we have been looking after now for quite a few months. So I've got a mixture here of autumn sown sweet peas, and then some I sowed in January, and a couple that I've sowed in March are still indoors in their little greenhouse, and I'll harden them off in a couple of weeks' time, and they still need a little bit more time to grow. But if you did sow yours in up to early February, before then it's probably time now to plant them out. So you need to make sure that you harden them off and that you have your structure ready. I have just been making wrapping my sticks with coloured twine. You can use any twine, but it's best to use something that's natural, because when the sweet peas all die back at the end of the year, you can then compost the whole thing. Whereas if you use sort of plastic netting, number one, it's not very good for things like birds, they can get stuck, and the environment in general, but it's much harder because you then have to pull off all of the dead kind of dying sweet pea bits, so it's much easier to put it all in the compost bin or in your garden waste bin. But anyway, we're going to plant them out, and your sweet peas need to be about 20 centimetres apart to have the most effect. So I'm probably going to put a good 12 around the base of here, so 10 to 12 per this sort of set of canes. And then when I do my rose pergola, I'm going to grow my sweet peas up the side, I'm going to measure them and put them 20 centimetres apart. So I've just been looking at all of the sweet peas I have and trying to pick colour combinations that will go well. So I'm going to plant sweet pea Molly Rillstone in at the base of these sweet peas here, and I've got another one. I haven't quite decided exactly which variety I'm going to put to kind of mix it with, but if you have got more than one variety of sweet pea, it's quite nice to mix them together, sort of every other one, so that it has a lovely mixture as they come up. But yeah, super excited to get them in the ground. So what I will do is I ran out of the 9 centimetre pots. I've got lots of these which are going to go in the pergola area, but I ran out of these when I got to this stage of planting, so I put a couple extra into this bigger pot. So I need to break that up very gently and then plant each individual sweet pea at the base of the plant 20 centimetres apart. So I'll show you how to do that next. So what I have done is I have scraped back, because I've got a mulch of bark on top, and I've given the area just around the base a really good dig over so that the soil is broken up. You can add organic matter if you want to, dig some nice well-rotted manure in if that's easier for you to get hold of, but sweet peas are really hungry plants, so you want to get as many nutrients in as possible. We'll also start to feed them once they're planted as well with a seaweed feed once a week or bi-weekly. But my soil is quite good here because I really mulched this well, and I've really dug over this area before I planted everything, so I feel quite confident that these are going to really thrive in this area here. And you want to be planting your sweet peas somewhere where it gets a lot of sun. I have got one kind of cane structure that is a little bit more in the part shade, and I wanted to do that just to show you the difference, because you'll still get sweet peas and they'll still look brilliant, but if they're in full sun you will get more flowers. So it's up to you. If you've got a particularly sunny spot, then try and choose that. So I have dug over the area really well. It's really breaking up nice and easily, and we want to plant these 22 centimetres apart. So I am going to turn this over and take the lid off, which is our trick, and you can see that those sweet pea roots have really spread, and that's why when we plant them, we don't plant them in short trays that are only this tall. That's why we plant them in pots that are nice and tall, because the roots will go down. Now, this is just showing to me they were ready to go into the ground, and sweet peas don't like a huge amount of root disturbance, so you want to put them into a big pot. But these are ready to go into the ground. Just take that label off, and I'll just break these up as carefully as I can. Luckily I spread them out quite well when I did it, so trying to break the least amount of roots up as possible on here. It's a little bit tricky. They are quite well established. There we go. So there's one sweet pea. You can see the branching that's happened off of the side there, and it's got a really nice set of roots on there as well. So what I will do is dig a hole for this to go in. Nicely dug. Pop that in there and cover the soil around it and firm it down. And you want to do that just on the inside of where your canes are. It's much better to do it on the inside so they grow into the canes than on the outside climbing up, because it will just give you a little bit extra room around to plant around the edge, and I've got a lot going on here. So I'm going to continue to break these up and put them into the ground. So, and don't worry if they do get a little bit tangled up, because they will do. They've been in the pots for a while. Ooh. So that one, a little less roots on that one, but you can see how long those roots are. So there, and you can see really clear branching here, which has happened naturally, not from pinching, because these are autumn sown ones. But yeah, I'm going to carry on planting the rest about 20 centimetres apart. Might put a few a little bit closer together, just because this is quite a small structure and I want to make sure I get enough colour, but I'll make sure that I definitely feed them well, and I've got lots of stuff dug into the bottom, so they'll be absolutely fine. If you've got any questions about planting out your sweet peas, then let me know, and I'll do some more videos when I get to my pergola as well, so you can see the difference between planting in canes and up sticks versus up a pergola or trellis. Thank you so much for watching.